Let's detail our winners and losers from round 1 of the 2022 NFL Draft. Starting us off, the New York Giants come off as winners. Round 1 of the 2022 NFL Draft couldn't have gone much better for the New York Giants. After hiring defensive coordinator Don Wink Martindale, this team needed an edge rusher. Kayvon Thibodeau might have a few more red flags than Aiden Hutchinson, but he brings more upside to the table. Thibodeau is a 3-down player immediately, holding up the edge against the run and serving as a pass-rushing weapon for Martindale to move around. After snagging a cornerstone edge rusher, New York used its 7th overall pick to shore up its offensive line. Evan Neal always fit what the general manager wanted. New York saw an offensive tackle with experience on the right side. Neal played 3 different positions at Alabama. At 6'7", Neal only allowed 24 combined pressures in the past 2 years. This is a home run pick. Up next, the Pittsburgh Steelers come off as losers. The Pittsburgh Steelers studied the 2022 quarterback class extensively and settled on Kenny Pickett. While the current regime might receive the benefit of the doubt from plenty of evaluators, it's not given here. There's a case to be made the Steelers drafted the 3rd best passer in an already weak class. Up next, the Baltimore Ravens come off as winners. The Baltimore Ravens were a winner of the 2022 NFL Draft the moment they selected Kyle Hamilton. Marcus Williams is already going to be the difference maker in this secondary, but great teams recognize value when it's available. Hamilton, a consensus top 5 talent in the 2022 draft class, is a do-it-all safety with outstanding range and instincts. Up next, Aaron Rodgers comes off a loser. He knew that the Green Bay Packers were trading Davante Adams this offseason. That was a given. The hope for Rodgers and the fanbase was one of Green Bay's first-round picks was spent on a wide receiver. For Rodgers, who has expressed frustration for years over Green Bay not spending premium picks on receivers, it was a rough night. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles come off as winners. Howie Roseman is aggressive. Fans might have been a bit disappointed to see Philadelphia trade up to the 13th pick, missing out on one of the high-end receiving prospects. Instead, they landed on one of the most gifted athletes we've seen on the defensive line. Jordan Davis is going to be an absolute wrecking ball for Philly. Of course, that was just the start of this wild night. The Eagles never planned to exit the first round without helping quarterback Jalen Hurts. After prolonged negotiations behind the scenes, Philly landed its number 1 receiver. A.J. Brown fits into the team's window perfectly, and he'll be motivated after signing a $100 million contract. Up next, the Arizona Cardinals come off as losers. It's quite simple with the Arizona Cardinals. They massively overpaid for Hollywood Brown. While wide receiver was a need, the front office could have packaged a pick to move up or address the position on day 2. Up next, the New York Jets come off as winners. Ahmad Sauce Gardner is the cornerback that Robert Saleh's scheme needs to be successful. He also brings the swagger that fits so perfectly in the region. Following a great number 4 pick, the Jets snagged the number 1 receiver on their draft board. Garrett Wilson is going to get open. That's a plus. The best traits he brings to the table are a catch radius and body control that will help him bail out quarterback Zach Wilson on plenty of throws. And finally, the New England Patriots come off as losers. The New England Patriots drafted a player who a lot of teams expected would be taken late in day 2, yet Bill Belichick believes he sees something special. The interior offensive line is a need, but cornerback seems like a far bigger concern. Let's also keep the Patriots' recent draft history in mind. The results are mixed. Maybe this all works out, but the Patriots have to be viewed as losers from round 1 of the 2022 NFL Draft until Strange and Belichick prove otherwise.